Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deep dive. You ready to explore the world of positive thinking with me today?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a topic that's really captured a lot of people's attention lately.
Yeah, and for good reason, right? There's just something so appealing about the idea of harnessing the power of our thoughts.
Definitely. And there's actually a lot more to it than just, putting on a happy face.
Right, it's not just about pretending everything's perfect. It's about something deeper than that.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to be diving into today. We're going to be taking a deep dive into a podcast episode from Mindset Matters called Unlocking the Power of Positive Thinking. Transform your mindset.
Catchy title.
I thought so.
Yeah.
The episode is hosted by Ryan and Sophia, and they really do a fantastic job of breaking down this complex topic.
So what exactly is positive thinking? I mean, we hear the term thrown around a lot, but do we really understand what it means?
Yeah, that's a great question. And actually, Ryan and Sophia start by grounding us with a clear definition.
Okay, I like that. Let's hear it.
They describe positive thinking as focusing on the good in any situation, maintaining an optimistic outlook, and viewing challenges as opportunities for growth.
So it's not about ignoring problems or pretending they don't exist.
Not at all. It's about acknowledging those challenges, but choosing to approach them with a solution-oriented mindset.
I like that. So it's not about being naive, it's about being proactive.
Exactly. And what I found particularly insightful was their emphasis on action. They kept saying that it's not just about thinking positive thoughts, it's about using that mindset to fuel constructive action.
So it's not just about wishful thinking, it's about taking concrete steps to create positive change.
Exactly. It's about transforming our thoughts into tangible outcomes.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. But does this actually have a real impact on our lives?
Yeah.
I mean, is there evidence that positive thinking actually makes a difference?
There is. Ryan highlighted the link between positivity and resilience.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
He cited a study published in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology that found that people with a more optimistic outlook were less likely to experience burnout in high-stress jobs.
Wow, that makes sense. It's like if they have this inner shield against negativity.
Right. And what's even more interesting is that the study also measured cortisol levels.
Cortisol, that's the stress hormone.
Right, exactly. And the study found that those with positive mindsets had significantly lower levels of cortisol, even when facing similar challenges.
Okay, so our thoughts really can have a physiological impact.
It seems so. It's like our minds have a direct line to our bodies.
That makes me think about what they said about positive thinking leading to better physical health.
Oh, absolutely. Ryan mentioned a study where they were looking at recovery time after surgery, and guess what they found?
Don't leave me hanging.
Patients who scored higher on optimism measures actually healed faster.
That's incredible. It's like our thoughts can actually speed up the healing process.
It seems there's a powerful mind-body connection at play. Our thoughts can influence our physical well-being, even down to the cellular level.
Wow, okay, that's pretty convincing. But how do we actually cultivate this positive mindset? I mean, it's easy to say, think positive, but how do we actually do that in the midst of all the challenges and negativity we face on a daily basis?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And thankfully, Ryan and Sophia gave a lot of practical tips in their episode.
Okay, good, because I was hoping for some actionable takeaways here.
Don't worry, they've got us covered. One tip that really resonated with me was the idea of starting a gratitude journal.
A gratitude journal, isn't that a bit cliche?
Maybe, but they emphasize that regularly acknowledging what we're thankful for can actually rewire our brains to focus on the positive.
So it's not just about feeling good in the moment.
Right.
It's about actually changing our brain chemistry.
Exactly. And Ryan even shared his personal experience with gratitude journaling.
Oh, I'd love to hear about that. What did he say?
He said it helped him shift from feeling overwhelmed by his busy schedule to feeling more appreciative of the opportunities he had.
That's pretty powerful. I mean, if it works for him, maybe it could work for us too.
It's definitely worth a try, right? But this brings up an important point, and I'm glad you brought it up earlier.
What's that?
The danger of toxic positivity, where we try to force ourselves to be happy all the time and end up ignoring genuine problems.
Yes. That's something I was thinking about too. It's like there's a fine line between being positive and being delusional.
Exactly. And Ryan and Sophia addressed that directly in the episode.
Oh, good. What do they say?
They emphasize that positive thinking is not about denying or suppressing negative emotions. It's about acknowledging them, but then choosing to focus on solutions and possibilities.
So it's about having a realistic optimism, not just putting on a happy face and pretending everything is perfect.
Exactly. It's about asking, what can I learn from this situation? Or what steps can I take to move forward instead of dwelling on the negativity?
Okay, I like that. It's about finding that balance between acceptance and action.
Absolutely. And speaking of action, they also talked about some other powerful techniques for cultivating a positive mindset, like visualization and affirmations.
Oh yeah, those are popular ones. Do those really work? I've always been a little skeptical about those.
I understand your skepticism, but Sophia actually dove into the science behind those techniques.
Oh really? Let's hear it.
She explained that visualization, which involves vividly imagining yourself achieving your goals, can actually prime your brain for success.
So it's not just wishful thinking.
Not at all. When you visualize, you're activating the same neural pathways that would be engaged if you were actually experiencing the desired outcome.
That's fascinating. So it's like creating a mental blueprint for what you want to achieve.
Exactly. And it helps to build confidence and focus your energy on taking the necessary steps to make it happen.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about affirmations? Those still feel a little woo-woo to me.
I get it, but Sophie explained that repeating positive phrases like, I am capable or I can handle this, can actually reprogram your subconscious mind over time.
So it's kind of like rewiring our internal dialogue.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's about replacing negative self-talk with empowering beliefs that support your goals.
Interesting. And even if it feels a little awkward at first, the consistent repetition can gradually shift your mindset towards a more positive and self-assured perspective.
That's the idea. It's about creating new neural pathways, so to speak.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. It's like we're building a foundation for a more positive and resilient way of being.
Exactly. And the best part is, it's a journey we can all embark on, regardless of our circumstances.
I love that. It's like we all have the power to unlock the power of positive thinking within ourselves.
And that's a truly empowering thought, isn't it?
This is so fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how much power our thoughts have. But let's be real, it's not always easy to stay positive, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Life throws curveballs, and sometimes it can feel like we're drowning in negativity.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, how do we actually apply these positive thinking techniques when we're in the thick of it, when we're stressed or anxious or just feeling down?
Well, Ryan and Sophia acknowledge that it's not always easy, but they offer some really useful techniques for those moments when negativity creeps in. One that stood out to me was mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Okay, I've heard that term before, but what exactly does that mean in this context?
So Sophia describes it as the practice of bringing your attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about noticing your thoughts and feelings as they arise without getting swept away by them, just observing them with a sense of curiosity and acceptance.
I see. So it's like hitting the pause button on those racing thoughts and just being present with what is.
Exactly. And Sophia suggests some simple practices to help cultivate mindfulness, like taking a few deep breaths or focusing on your senses, really tuning into what you're seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, and tasting.
Okay, those are definitely things we can all do. It sounds almost too simple, but I guess sometimes the simplest things are the most effective, right?
Right. And what's amazing is that there's actual scientific evidence to support the benefits of mindfulness.
Really? Tell me more. I'm always fascinated by the science behind these things.
Okay, so Sophia cited a study from the University of California, Berkeley, where researchers found that a mindfulness-based stress reduction program actually led to decreased activity in the amygdala.
The amygdala. Remind me what that is again?
It's the part of the brain that's associated with fear and stress. So it's like mindfulness actually helps to calm down our nervous system.
Yeah.
It's not just a feel-good practice. There's real science backing it up.
That's incredible. So we're not just talking about some airy-fairy concept here.
Yeah.
This is about making tangible changes in our brains and our bodies.
Exactly. And it's something we can all access. It's like having this incredible tool at our disposal.
I love that analogy. It's like we're building up this inner toolkit of strategies and practices that we can use to navigate the challenges of life.
Precisely. And, all of these practical tips are great, but I'm curious what stood out to you the most from Ryan and Sophia's conversation.
Ooh, that's a tough one. There were so many great insights, but for me, it was their emphasis on self-compassion. I think that's something so many of us struggle with.
Absolutely. It's so easy to get caught up in self-criticism and those negative thought patterns.
Yeah, it's like we're our own worst critics sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
And Ryan and Sophia really drove home the point that we need to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, just as we would treat a good friend.
I love that. I think a lot of us have this idea that we need to be tough on ourselves to succeed.
Yeah.
That whole no pain, no gain mentality.
Yeah, that's so prevalent in our culture. But Ryan shared this really powerful anecdote about how he used to beat himself up over every little mistake.
Oh, I can relate to that. What happened?
He said it wasn't until he started practicing self-compassion that he was able to break free from that cycle of negativity and actually achieve greater success.
That makes so much sense. When we're constantly criticizing ourselves, it's hard to feel motivated or confident. But when we approach ourselves with compassion, we create a more supportive inner environment for growth.
Exactly. It's like giving ourselves permission to be human.
This makes me wonder if there's a connection between self-compassion and resilience. The ability to bounce back from setbacks.
There definitely is. Ryan mentioned a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology that found that people who were more self-compassionate were actually more resilient in the face of failure. They were able to learn from their mistakes and move forward without getting bogged down in self-blame.
That's really powerful. It seems like self-compassion is not just about being nice to ourselves. It's actually a key ingredient for personal growth and resilience.
I agree. And this whole conversation is making me think about something that Ryan and Sophia didn't explicitly talk about, but it seems so relevant.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. What is it?
The importance of focusing on our strengths.
Yes, I was just thinking about that. It's so easy to get caught up in focusing on our weaknesses or the areas where we feel we fall short. What if we flipped the script and focused on what we're good at?
Exactly. What if, instead of dwelling on our shortcomings, we spent more time cultivating and celebrating our strengths? Wouldn't that be a powerful way to boost our confidence and create a more positive self-image?
Absolutely. And it seems like it would go hand in hand with self-compassion. When we acknowledge and appreciate our strengths, we're essentially saying, hey, I'm good at this. I'm proud of myself.
Right. It's a way of honoring who we are and what we bring to the table.
And I imagine that when we're operating from a place of strength, we're more likely to approach challenges with a sense of confidence and optimism. It's like having this secret weapon in our arsenal.
Exactly. It's like tapping into the source of inner power that helps us navigate difficult situations with more resilience and grace.
So, while Ryan and Sophia provided all these practical tips and insights, this idea of focusing on our strengths feels like this hidden gem, a key that could unlock even greater levels of positivity and well-being.
I completely agree. It's a valuable takeaway from our deep dive today, something for all of us to explore further.
And it doesn't have to be complicated, right? It could be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to reflect on the things we enjoy doing, the things that come naturally to us, and asking ourselves how we can use those strengths to create more joy and fulfillment in our lives.
Absolutely. It's about shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already possess.
I love that. It's like we're reframing the whole conversation about positivity. It's not just about fixing what's wrong, it's about amplifying what's right.
And I think that's a really empowering message for all of us.
I think that's a really powerful message for all of us. This whole idea of focusing on our strengths and what we're good at. It's like we're flipping the script on negativity.
Right. It's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending they don't exist. It's about approaching them from a place of strength and resilience.
Yeah, and recognizing that we all have those strengths within us. It's just a matter of tapping into them.
Absolutely. And I think that's a big part of what positive thinking is all about. It's about believing in ourselves and our ability to overcome obstacles.
It's like we're creating this self-fulfilling prophecy. When we believe in ourselves, we're more likely to take action and create the outcomes we desire.
Exactly. Our beliefs shape our reality.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I feel like I've learned so much about positive thinking and how to actually apply it in my own life.
Me too. It's amazing how a simple shift in perspective can make such a big difference.
It's not about being happy all the time. It's about cultivating a mindset that helps us navigate the ups and downs of life with more grace and resilience.
And it's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly. It's something we have to work at every day, but the rewards are so worth it.
Absolutely. A more positive and fulfilling life.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired. Ryan and Sophia offered so much valuable wisdom, and I feel like I have a whole new set of tools to work with.
Me too. It's like they gave us a roadmap to a more positive and fulfilling life.
And it all starts with that simple decision to choose positivity, to focus on the good, to believe in ourselves, and to take action.
It's empowering, isn't it, to know that we have that power within us?
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a perfect note to end on. A huge thank you to you, our amazing expert, for sharing your insights and expertise with us today. It's always a pleasure to have these thought-provoking conversations with you.
The pleasure is all mine. I always learn so much from these deep dives.
And to all of you listening out there, thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration. We hope you've gained some valuable takeaways and are feeling inspired to unlock the power of positive thinking in your own lives.
Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress.
So until next time, stay curious, stay positive, and keep diving deep.